Hi Taurus, welcome into a reading for the remainder of this year. I was feeling guided yesterday to hop on and do a set of readings for the remainder of 2024 to see what there is to look forward to. So let's jump right into this Time Traveler Oracle deck and get a handful of messages. Beginning right off the bat with miracles. I really feel like this is going to be a next 2-month period, or whenever however long it's going to be for you individually, depending on when you're tuning in, where miracles are popping up for you, coming to be naturally, easily, left and right. Part of which has to do with your spirituality. Part of it is because you're intuitive and very easily navigating, avoiding, and accomplishing and connecting in the remainder of this year like a master. You have the ability to adapt to certain types of energy, situations, occurrences very, very efficiently, very strategically. It feels like the stars are aligning for you, Taurus, and you can't help but feel like there's so much support within your world. While I do feel like, on a slight negative note, there is one, if not a couple different people, for a lot of which it's at work. It could be, online. It could be, people that were supposed to be or are supposed to be close to you that are working against you, or at least trying to, but they're saying they're not going to win in the end. Anybody who's trying to work against this Taurus energy is going to be receiving karma in the end and along the way. I did actually see a quick TikTok post this morning where someone was basically saying the Taurus energy represents karma. I love that. And so I feel like there's something about that for you in the remainder of this year. On the bottom of the deck, we're going to take the Grounded card. I mean, there's no shocker. I feel like this should be labeled as a Taurus card. You're feeling grounded in the remainder of the year, but also feeling like things are affecting you. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I've mentioned that about this Taurus collective on this channel, I would not need to work my serving job. Anyways, but the number 17 is relevant. And the number 27, look up those angel number meanings. You're going to as well see a huge focus on you when, say, you put in a ton of effort at work, or you finish that work day, week, whatever. You accomplish this or that, or you end up connecting with somebody, or you go to a specific location, say you're running errands or whatever the case may be. You're needing to reground yourself after the fact, even maybe within the midst of whatever ends up being for you. Because, again, it feels like there's a focus as well, on a different note rather, on not everybody and everything holding positive, good energy, right? Because remembering that not just people from the spiritual realm and this waking realm, holding energy, but even items, right? Trees, Mother Nature, every aspect of this world holds energy, including you. And I feel like people are loving your energy, all right? You needing to protect your energy. What else do we have for Taurus? Wow, spiritual being just joined me and is really making me feel uncomfortable. Activation coming out. I feel like you're going through a powerful activation. You may want to hop over and watch the Aquarius reading, as this was one of their main energies as well. This activation is going to bring in more miracles for you, and I don't feel like you're fully grasping that at certain points or in general from now until the end of the year. But I do feel as if there are certain noise factors. I'm sure you can hear the kid in the background screeching, but you do need to take a deep breath. And just, proceed forward in the peaceful, grounded way that you naturally want to and would otherwise, if that noise factor or levels of energy otherwise weren't affecting you, okay? But I also feel like there's a huge focus on the purposefulness of your individual path. The Strength card coming out because you may have strong aspected Leo within your chart, but I feel you are one strong individual from what you've been through, maybe even what you're still going through to an extent. And they're saying as well, there's a focus on the creepy aspects of your world. I know for me that's going to be and has been up until this point, partially due to my spirituality. It does come with certain creepy aspects. It's just a matter of fact. And so for you, it could be that as well, and or something else. But I do feel like your strength is shining bright in the remainder of this year. You may be thinking about expansion for the future. Let's pull one more from the middle. Sorry if I'm moving a little bit awkward. Things are just very much affecting me right now. But the flexibility card coming out, you will need to be flexible in regards to when to get things done, how to go about doing so. You're needing to utilize that strong ability, that strengthened ability to be flexible when adapting to people, places, situations, occurrences, accomplishments. I feel like people are getting to know you better, but then you're at certain points thinking, I need to take a step back. I need to distance myself or disconnect in order to better get to know myself. I feel like you're going through certain levels of healing as well on a last note for these oracles. While I feel like a lot of us drawn to the reading, like myself, have healing energy, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't leave you after healing somebody or even the energy in a situation, doesn't mean it doesn't leave you feeling, it basically at times can leave you needing to heal yourself, your energy. Does that make sense? It definitely reminds me of me, say, healing somebody in a conversation or through a reading like this. And then afterwards, I'm holding on to that energy. The healing takes a lot out of me. And so therefore, I need to rest. I need to replenish, cleanse my energy. You get the point. Let's move on to some tarot. For Taurus, we're moving on to the Seven of Pentacles and the World card. I feel like your world is expanding at this time. Your world is developing. You're feeling this knowledge coming back to be, and even coming to be in a new sense, in new ways, where you're feeling like putting in the hard work and utilizing strategically that knowledge to get things done, to help people, to expand things for yourself, to make something last to the point that it's divinely meant to, maybe even plus some. But what you're watering is it's really benefiting you. Things are coming to fruition. Things are aligning for you. They just showed somebody going like this, and then immediately after showing almost like a Big Dipper in a sense, like the stars connecting. Now, I feel like it's a time period for you where you're gaining major abundance. You may want to hop over and watch the recent next 48-hour reading I did for you, where we talked about the universe being quite abundant or extremely abundant, and therefore providing you abundance. And all the meanwhile, your hard work and your efforts are paying off from the past and throughout this time period for you. The energy just lightened up a bit. There's going to be a focus for you on the energy shifts within certain situations at certain points between now and the end of this year. A holiday or two may be of true significance for you. I feel like people at a distance, Taurus, are thinking about you very significantly, missing you, wondering about you, even thanking you, appreciating you. And people up close are very much as well feeling these kind of feelings in regards to you and thinking about you a lot, maybe wanting to associate themselves with you, goof around with you at certain points. But it feels like there's more of a significance to who has the Taurus energy on their mind at a distance. Interesting. Let's take the Six of Pentacles on the board. The Chariot card. You're feeling the motivation coming and going, but when you have that ultra motivation, I'm getting specifically those random days when you're feeling, or maybe the majority of the remainder of the year, where you're feeling this sort of desire, this motivation, this drive to hop out of bed and get the day going. I don't want to waste precious time away like I have in the past. They're saying run with it, because there naturally is going to be certain days or certain times where you're just not feeling the motivation. You're not feeling the drive alive. But maybe you need to say you have to work that job, or you have to get something done, obligation, responsibility-wise, otherwise. But yeah, you know yourself best. If you do need to dig for and create or recreate that drive, that motivation, just think about how you've once done it, or have done it several times, or winding back. But it is a time for you where, look at this. I don't know why I was just doing this. There's a linked-in sort of vibe about certain connections. You're vibing with people very efficiently. What you feel intertwined with, connected to in a very powerful and beneficial way or ways, that's of significance in the remainder of the year. You're going to be feeling very focused, very out of it at certain points. And at other points, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be real with you as always. you're very focused but out of it. You know, I can be very focused and zoned in on a reading, for example, but then feel out of it as I'm being spoken through and I'm channeling and things are affecting me. That's just an example. But there will be a big focus on tarot cards and oracle cards, or one of which. Anyways, I feel as well people want to gift you. People want to give you opportunities. It could be several. Somebody, if not a couple different people, are gifting you physical items. It definitely reminds me of one of my managers in this upcoming weekend. She was supposed to bring it to me this past weekend, but was running late and forgot. She's gifting me an oracle deck, you know. And it's interesting because not everybody there supports the fact that I'm a reader for one, if not multiple readings, but a lot of which do. And she's one of them. And she actually is a huge fan of tarot readings on YouTube. Just not mine. Anyways, she hasn't actually watched my channel. It's not the point. The Tower card. I feel like a past Tower moment is taking a huge highlight because it was expected, but maybe only after a certain point. And so they're saying, think back to the fact that you did things a specific kind of way in certain ways, not knowing that this Tower moment was coming, and then when it did come to be, you had to sort of switch things up, clean up, get ready for the ending. But what benefits happened before you realized or were informed that this was about to take place? There's something about you needing to trust in what you're aware of and what you're not, and when the information comes in that's meant to come in. Okay, I feel like, again, there's a huge amount of purpose along your path, and divine timing, divine orchestration, wildly alive within your world. When you randomly start to warm up when you were cold previous to that moment, do understand that you maybe have just felt a disconnect, a negative spirit has left you, and or a spirit of positive energy and intentions has just warmed you up. I love that. It could as well be the energy in a situation otherwise has just shifted positively. But the 10 of Swords, the Temperance card, and the Justice card. In the midst of feeling somewhat alone in the remainder of this year, but also feeling opportunities coming to be to connect with people, I do sense that you need to have patience, but you're also being viewed as somebody with this grounded, angelic, very plugged in energy, and having justice coming to be for you at certain moments. There may as well be a focus on you being a natural leader, even if you're not choosing to be. And for some, you don't want to be moving forward. For some, you do. I feel a very split energy when it comes to that. But I'm hearing sometimes we just don't have a choice. Some people, certain situations just call for and need this kind of Taurus leadership way of being. And maybe even your knowledge and experience needs to be put to use naturally. Anyways, to continue, I feel as if there are certain moments where you feel restricted, and those are moments where your strength is shining bright, but you may feel in the moment, as people are viewing you as very strong, that you need to regain your strength, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's as if you could, it's like, for example, if you're feeling a lack of intelligence, you know, in a moment, but someone's actually in that moment viewing you as very wise. It's something about that where you need to understand how people are viewing you at certain points. Obviously, don't give it too much weight if it's a negative sense, or weight at all. But when people are viewing you in a positive sense in certain ways, when you're feeling a lack of whatever that ends up being, because people are perceiving you very accurately, at least most of which at this time. Look up the spiritual meaning of an acorn. And they said a butterfly. I know that definitely talks about transformation within and outside of you, and you flying towards new experiences like a master. Let's wrap up this reading by pulling a couple of these fortune cards, fortune cookie cards, if I could even speak at this point. Continuing with the reading, we have friendship. There's a huge focus on existing friendship within your world, even if they're at a distance. But as well on new friendship, okay? You may be desiring this, going back to you at times feeling somewhat, if not fully, alone, but you stand tall and proud either way. What else do we have? Moving on to your health. There's going to be a huge focus on your health in the remainder of the year, because I feel a lot of which haven't been to the best of their ability taking care of yourself, your physical temple, and I'm hearing your mental health as well, maybe your emotional health. But you also are at risk of a burnout because you're putting so much on your plate and you're so responsible and hardworking. But they're saying it's going to be a time for you where you will overcome certain small challenges, as, ooh, wow, it's just very negatively affected, as you will be gaining opportunities left and right. Wow, that was a mess as I held those up. So I hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you so much love and light. Until next time, Taurus, do take care.